of you are using Windows 10. You may have got a new computer that's using Windows 11. It looks different from Windows 10, so it's easy to recognize. So what's different? What did Microsoft do? Well, Microsoft improved a number of things that we can see. They also improved and changed some things that we can't see, particularly when it comes to security. Now, Windows 11 and Windows, the operating system, is used on desktops, not only that consumers buy, we're consumers because we buy them at retail stores and we use them ourselves, but it's also used by a lot of organizations that use Windows as their operating system for their computers, for their employees and their applications and other things. And so Microsoft deals with consumers, and they deal with organizations that buy, thousands of computers. Those organizations wanted improvements in security. They're always looking for improvements in security. And so when Microsoft comes out with a major version change, like going from Windows 10 to Windows 11, they make some changes in some things that might affect how the software works with the hardware. And one of the things they did was they improved the security of Windows 11 when it comes to viruses, but also things like ransomware, which you might have heard about. And so the companies and businesses that have lots and lots of employees with lots and lots of computers really, worry about that a lot. And so Microsoft came up with some tools that they can use in Windows 11 that did not exist in Windows 10. It'll make our computers more secure, but it's not necessarily something we will see on a day-to-day basis. What's different for people is how Windows works with you on a day-to-day basis. You can find things faster. They make it easier to get to things that you might need to want to look and use. They simplified the start menu compared to what it was in Windows 10. They introduced a feature called widgets that's, depending on whether you like widgets or not, it makes it useful. They improved the ability to support multiple monitors and also multiple windows. And they improve things that we don't necessarily use too much, like Teams, but they also improved the Xbox experience for people that use their computers for gaming. And they also made some changes to the Microsoft Store. So we'll talk a little bit about those. Okay. In the settings for your upgrades on Windows 10, you may start to see a Windows update saying, hey, your computer can run Windows 11, and it's a free upgrade. And most PCs running Windows 11 will upgrade, but Microsoft has a website, and you'll get a link to this in the email, where they have tools that you can find about whether you have system requirements. They have something called a PC Health Check app that's here that you can download and install and run on Windows 10 to see if your computer will upgrade to Windows 11. But depending on certain hardware requirements, your hardware may not upgrade to Windows 11. And if you buy a new PC, you are probably going to end up with getting it with Windows 11, okay? But one of the biggest hardware differences between Windows 10 and Windows 11 has to do with a type of processor, the actual hardware technology they have called Trusted Platform Module. You don't have to know what it means, but it means it locks your operating system to a particular computer that is used on and prevents things from getting in between the operating system and the computer that might cause problems like ransomware. Okay, so it makes it more secure. That's one of the security changes they've done with it. But all Windows 11 computers require that you have a chip. So computers that are generally 4, 5, maybe 6 years old may or may not have the capability to run Windows 11 if you're thinking about it. But if you're buying a new computer, chances are it will come with Windows 11 already installed on it, because that's how most of us get the Windows operating system, is we buy a computer that has it installed. So even if we buy a Dell or an HP or something, it has Microsoft's Windows operating system installed on it. You'll get a link to that website, but also I recommend that you go to your computer manufacturer's website and look up the model number of your computer. Usually you can find it on the bottom or the back or on some kind of label that's on the case, or if you still have your receipt, it'll still have the model number with that. And look up and see whether the manufacturer has tested that model number to see if it will work with Windows. People like Dell and HP and all the major manufacturers have done that. They have lists of models that are perfectly safe to use Windows 11 with. Do you need to upgrade? You don't need to, okay? Windows 10 will be supported until October 14th, 2025. That seems like a long time, but it sneaks up on us pretty fast, so it's 2022. And so, October 14, 2025, what happens is Microsoft will say, we're not updating Windows 10 anymore, which means you will be running a computer that is not very secure after that. And it's more of a security and protection problem. So Microsoft usually gives people about 5 years to upgrade to Windows, from one Windows version to another. And they're not charging for the upgrade to Windows 11. You don't have to pay anything. Obviously, if you buy a new computer, you'll get it. But it's not like, oh, I got to take care of it right away. You don't have to rush out and do it. But there are some nice things about it that I like if you're interested in using them. Now, any questions about the upgrade time frame? Okay, so one of the things you'll notice when you open up a Windows 11 computer is the desktop looks a little bit different. The start button is still in the bottom of the taskbar, but instead of being all the way to the bottom left, like it is in Windows 10, it's towards the left-hand side of this row of icons. But it still works the same way. You click the start button and it opens up a start menu. I'll show you on my Windows 11 how it works, so you can see it in action.